right, so let's break down the plan. As we know at this point, Senator John Thune joins me. Good to have you with us tonight, Senator. Welcome.
Thank you, Martha. Nice to be with you.
It's good to have you with us. So, you know, when you take a look at this plan that would add about $320 billion in taxes over 10 years, and the money would come mostly from the so-called rich. I think a lot of people who will find themselves in this category will not feel like that's an accurate description of themselves at all, and also from the dreaded banks, which the president has basically gone after since the beginning of his administration. What do you think?
Well, Martha, as you know, the American people repudiated these policies at the last election. These were rejected by the American people. What the president is saying tonight is he's going to double down on these failed policies, raise taxes on small businesses, on farmers, on ranchers, and use it to grow government. And that's the exact wrong strategy. The American people want to see policies coming out of Washington, D.C. that will create jobs, grow the economy, create better wages, lower the cost for health care, lower the cost for energy, and they're getting the exact opposite out of the president and his administration. And it looks like tonight, if he follows through on what he said he's going to do, we're going to hear more of the same.
Yeah, Senator, you know, in years past, the State of the Union was just that. It was sort of an assessment of where we stood. Each president uses it as an opportunity to sort of herald some of his accomplishments as he sees them, and also to set an agenda of things that he wants to work on. But when this is the hallmark of the speech, which it appears to be from the early look that we're getting at it just moments ago, it makes you wonder, you know, what the president thinks he's going to accomplish, because these are non-starter issues with folks on your side of the aisle. It's been made quite clear.
Right, it is, and the thing that's frustrating about it to most of us up here is there are a lot of Republicans who would like to work with the president in a constructive way on policies that would be good for economic growth, good for job creation. But the president so far, instead of extending a hand, is clearly, you know, turning a deaf ear to Republicans in Congress and a willingness to actually reach out and create a record of accomplishment that would be good for the American people. So I hope that changes tonight, but this president, in the past at least, in his State of the Union addresses, will get up and say a lot of things, but what we've noticed is there isn't much follow-up when it comes to the actions that would help implement and work with Republicans on his policies.
Well, we spoke this morning with Josh Earnest, and the president, you know, it seems that the take is that, you know, a trust fund loop, which is sort of, you know, deal with that tax loophole, I should say, is one of the things on the list. And the way he placed it was, you know, if you disagree with that, if you think that people who have a trust fund should get a tax loophole, well then, you know, Republicans are going to have to answer for that. So it seems that you're being pitted against these plans as being portrayed as the side of the fence that is not going to be open to helping the middle class. That's the way it's going to be portrayed. If you shoot these ideas down, you're not trying to help the little guy.
Right, but see, the problem with that thinking, Martha, is that the president and evidently a lot of people around him actually believe that the government can help the middle class. What we know is that a growing, vibrant economy that not redistributes the pie, but makes the pie bigger for everybody is the best way that you grow the economy. And so Republicans want to work on policies that actually make the economy larger, that lift the middle class, that create better wages, better jobs for American people, for middle-class families in this country. And that's the president's message tonight. I think is going to be exactly the opposite of that. And what you're hearing is, okay, let's raise the capital gains tax up to 28%. Right. Well, who does that hurt? Farmers, ranchers, small businesses, the people in this country that are creating the jobs.
Thank you very much, Senator. Good to talk to you tonight. Lots more to come.